For starting his first semi-final, please welcome the fencer from Croatia, Epee.
Well, welcome to Dividonge International School here for 6 tickets to Paris. The final European Olympic qualifier for Paris 2024, and only the winners book their place at the Olympic Games. Luxembourg very proud to be hosting this competition. And on stage, we have some young fencers from the local area.
For the second semi-final, please welcome from Denmark, Wittenberg Poulsen, Jonas. He was in silver during the last European Games in 2024 in Krakow. The opponent, please welcome from Cyprus, Alexander Tofalides.
We're featuring men's foil and women's epee today, and we are bringing you this live coverage from the semi-final stages. So the winners of the semi-finals will go into a contest effectively for the last European spot at Paris 2024. We start with the men's foil competition, a lineup of Peter Files from Croatia, who goes up against Stef de Grief from Belgium. Jonas Winterberg Poulsen from Denmark will be taking on Alex Tofalides from Cyprus.
So please applause for all the finalists for the last ticket to Paris. We can start by the first semi-final.
Well, the presentation's all done here in venue. An interesting day in the men's foil competition. Carlos Lavador from Spain, the favorite really for the competition, was he didn't have to compete in the early stages, in the pool stages, and he got a bye straight through to the knockout stages. But that wasn't good news for him because he went straight out. Well, Peter Files on the right-hand side, fencing for Croatia, was the man that knocked Carlos Lavador out, taking on Stef de Grief, both 26 years old. 6th place for Stef de Grief at the Washington Grand Prix a little bit earlier on this season. In fact, that was the last formal qualifier by points. The Grief came through Alexander Karl in the quarterfinals. By ranking, you'd have to fancy the Belgian, 43rd in the world, up against the world number 104 from Croatia. I'm Karim Bashir, and joining me for this live presentation is former international epee from Luxembourg, Liz Fouch. Liz, very exciting times here as we start the men's foil semi-final. What's the atmosphere like there in venue?
It's really great here, I have to say. I'm quite happy to see this. I participated myself 4 times in this tournament, and I think it's a very special tournament because it's so exciting to see. It's very emotional, and yeah, I hope to see some good matches now.
And we are now underway in the men's foil semi-final at this 6 tickets to Paris tournament, the final Olympic qualifier for Paris 2024. here in Luxembourg, featuring men's foil and women's épée today. And then we have 2 more days of competition where the final 4 places through the European zone will be booked. Now, joining our traditional fencing audience, we are very proud to announce that Luxembourg Television are broadcasting this live as well. So we've got some non-fencers in the audience, so I hope all those experts will excuse me while I just explain briefly the rules of foil. Well, the first thing you'll notice is the silvery jacket. That's the target area. Arms, legs, and head are excluded from the area. And foil is what we call a weapon of convention. The referee is there to decide whose turn it is to attack, basically. If it is your turn to attack, you have an opportunity to hit the silvery jacket to score a point. Your opponent has 3 options. Get hit, not such a great idea. Run away and make the opponent's attack miss, or block with your blade, and that's called a parry. Now, we have an early break in proceedings with the score tied up at 1 apiece as Peter Filiš from Croatia exchanges his weapon. So, Liz, you've been here before, as you said. What is the atmosphere like? What is it like as an athlete to compete at this? You know, it's a sudden death qualifier, isn't it?
Yes, it is. The tension is very high because you know that being second or being third today isn't worth anything. You have to win the tournament, and that makes it very special. And you're nearly all alone because normally you are in a team. You have other colleagues with you. You have a whole bunch of people with you, and here you are the only one. Oh, nice one.
Yeah, only 1 fencer per country from those countries that haven't already qualified either by team or by the individual route are allowed to compete in this tournament. So it is very much a lonely place to be, unlike World Cups and Grand Prix where you'll have teammates around you. But the prize, should you get it, is well worth it, with a lovely attack there from the Croatian. And there's the example of the para riposte, and we get our first video review called by Peter Filiš. He thinks his attack has gone through. What are your feelings, Liz?
I don't think so, but the referees are looking very serious at the video. I can see them from here. They are discussing.
Each fencer gets 2 appeals. Yeah, and of course, as Liz says, the referees go to a video screen dedicated to this role where they replay the last hit, and they can play it at full speed and at various slow motion speeds as well.
Yeah, he's getting the point.
So that's a lost video for the Croatian. Fencers will fence periods of 3 minutes, broken up by a minute's rest. Just reaching the target there. Was super sharp lunge there from Filiš, wasn't it?
Yes, very nice, very nice. Yeah, the Belgian is doing some more pressure. He's complaining now. He's asking for video. Yeah, he's giving the point to the Belgian.
After a lengthy review.
Yeah.
Well, forcing through on the remise that time. You can feel the tension, Liz, but these two are actually moving quite nicely.
Yeah, I think that at first time I thought that the Belgian that the Graves is a bit nervous, but I think now he's perhaps got his rhythm. We'll see how. Yeah. Okay. They are looking at the video. He's not sure. Yeah, the Belgian is getting a point.
It's very much coming from behind. And I think you're right, Liz. There was a little bit of tension, perhaps more so from Steph de Grief. And if you look at the world rankings, Steph de Grief is 43rd in the world. Peter Filesh, 104. Expectation might well be on him, especially seeing as he came 6th at the Washington Grand Prix just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm sure it's for every French, it's a big dream to compete at the Olympic Games. No? And it's a lot of mental stress, such a tournament. And now his weapon broke, so he has to change his weapon. So you have to, the first 3 minutes are at the beginning. You always have to take a look how am I feeling and to come in to find your rhythm. And I think that now he's getting better and better. We'll see. Perhaps the Croatian he can now also be a bit more on the piece, because I think he has more trouble than Steph de Graef.
Yeah, settled in nicely, the Belgian now. He likes that attack into the body, doesn't he? Little short, sharp lunge.
Yeah. He has a good lunge, that's true, yeah. He's testing the mask. Once again.
Yeah, very close that time. It's going a little lower to target and hitting the top of the front leg. And another one for the Belgian, looking very strong here indeed. Took a while to feel himself into the fight, but Steph de Grief just starting to break away with a 5-point lead. Referees again going to look at the video. So, Liz, you've been to this competition, as you say, 4 times before. You know what the pressure's like. You know how tense it is. How much does the ranking really dictate the outcome of the competition? Because when you look at Peter Files, 104 in the world, taking on Carlos Lavador, who was the favourite,
Yeah.
he didn't even have to qualify through the pools, and he took him apart in the end.
Yes, I think that when you are the leader of this tournament, when you are the best ranked fencer here, it is very difficult to win the tournament. I've seen different people. Last time it was Olga Krivitska at women's epee, who was the best ranking fencer, and she did in Madrid the tournament so well. She wasn't nervous at all, and from the beginning till the end, it was a very good tournament of her. But I've seen Britta Heidemann also, who was in the year before in Prague, was that who was fencing against the Finnish girl Koch, and where she lost. And so you can have everything on this day, because it's so a special tournament. And that's fencing too, no? The ranking normally.
Yeah.
The ranking is gives you an idea of how good the fencer is, but it's very unsure that the best ranked fencer is also the one who is winning.
Yes, it's very much on the day sport, isn't it? I mean, you know, the cream always rises to the top, but in a one-off situation and a pressure situation like this, as you mentioned, the doors can be opened to many, many other fencers. As was the case for Peter here, talking with his coach, taking out Lavador, and that must have done a world of good to his confidence. He came into this fight, took a very strong lead, looked confident, looked like he wasn't so nervous, but Steph de Grief has come back at him in the first 3 minutes to lead by 9 points to 4. Target score of 15, and the referee is about to get the second period of potentially 3 underway.
Yes, it is really sad for Lavador that as number 13 of the world, he won't compete in Paris.
Equally heartbreaking for him was that he was overtaken in the European rankings, of which there are 2 places through the adjusted Olympic rankings, as they're called. I don't want to get too technical, but he was overtaken at the very last tournament. He had been in an automatic qualification spot until that Washington Grand Prix.
Referees looking at the video again. I thought it would be for de Grief.
Yeah, it looked to be, didn't it? But I think that the referees have been spoken to before this, and they've been, you know, said that this is so critical, so important. Please don't hesitate from going to look at the video if you have the very slightest of doubt about a call. But I agree with you, it looked like a nice little sharp carte riposte from de Grief.
Oh, no. They give the point to the Croatian.
There you go. So definitely worth going to the video then.
Yeah.
Another para riposte, this time sticking for de Grief.
That's good.
And
I've heard the coach of de Grief trying to reassure him. Yeah. the correct move he's doing,
Prêt?
the right move.
Allez.
We're just 3 away from a chance.
Yellow card for
On vient. Can you...
Felix.
On vient.
Well, some debate going on in the crowd towards the referee at the moment.
Prêt?
Got to just crack on with the fight. And as Liz said, yellow card for the Croatian.
On vient.
Something a little different there from Peter Fidesz. Just a slow step, eyes open, and then finished his attack. But because he started, it's his turn. He gets the right as well.
It was very unlucky.
On vient.
He's trying his epee, but it's working.
On vient, s'il vous plaît. Prêt?
The competition only open to those countries that haven't already booked a team or individual spots at the Olympic Games through the traditional ranking league. Each zone has its own qualification tournament, and each country that hasn't got a fence to qualify can send one per weapon. The winner of this one will take on the winner of the next semi-final. Jonas Winterberg Poulsen from Denmark and Alex Tofalides of Cyprus. To be debriefs, and that will finish things off. The referee probably will go and have a look at the video just to check.
Belgian crowd is already
Victoire de
already up.
pour cette première place des finalistes. The first finalist is
Crushing defeat for
Steph de
Peter
Grief.
Fidesz. He knocked out the favourite earlier on in the day, but Steph de Grief from Belgium goes on to compete in the semi-finals here in Luxembourg at the final European Paris 2024 fencing qualifier.
Yes, perhaps he will join Yoloya, who has already qualified to the ranking in the men's epee. So he could be the second Belgian then, starting in Paris.
He's got to win one more fight first. Yeah, Liz, and he's got to take on
true.
the winner of this next semi-final coming up very shortly. Don't go too far. We'll just take a very short break, but we'll be back for the second men's semi-final.
So please welcome the second semi-final from Denmark, Winterberg Poulsen Jonas. And his opponent from Cyprus, Alexander Tofalides. His match are refereed by Willem Madre and Eugene Schwartz.
Well, we're ready to go for the second men's foil semi-final at this 6 tickets to Paris competition. Final qualifier for the Olympic Games in men's foil today and women's epee. Winner of this match will take on the winner of the first semi-final, taken by Steph de Grief of Belgium. And on the right-hand side, we have Jonas Winterberg Poulsen from Denmark, 22 years old, world number 37, taking on Alex Tofalides from Cyprus, the world number 75 at 31 years old. Selected by their countries to compete at this qualifier.
strong start from Tofalidis.
Yeah, two lefties going up against each other can be a bit of a scrap, but as you say, Liz, Alex Tofalidis has got off to a flyer here. First point, though, for the Dane. And it's a sort of old-fashioned broken time attack that Tofalidis is landing here.
Yes. Perhaps he sees his chance in it so that the Danish guy doesn't get his rhythm. So he's doing a lot of pressure.
A lot of work going into it, though, in the early stages. Tofalidis, of course, fenced for Great Britain up until 2016 before deciding to switch allegiances to fence for Cyprus. A very proud member of the Cypriot fencing team, although still based in London. Another one of these still sneaky round the back as we look at it attacks, feinting across to the sword arm side before then landing into body. It looks like Winterberg Poulsen has worked out this little broken time attack, Liz. What do you think Tofalidis can do now?
He's not going on the first set, he's on the second.
He's sticking with it. I think we'll see.
Yeah, does he try a little second intention, maybe faking to do that move and then looking to pick up a counter riposte, sort of thinking one step ahead? People often refer to fencing as physical chess. Doesn't look like he's laying the trap just yet. And we have another switch in weapons. That's happened quite frequently so far in the two fights that we've had. I wonder if that is a symptom of the nerves the fencers are going through at the moment. Well, this time, it does look like it was a bit of a trap there. Drawing the para riposte and then evading it and landing the remise. But strike straight back from Winterberg Poulsen. Again, looking to lay that little trap, but very quickly Winterberg Poulsen has adapted to it. But this is relentless from Tofalidis, Liz, isn't it? He's just going at him right from the start.
Yes, yes. But Winterberg is not getting nervous.
So we have yet another change of weapons. Yeah, that's an interesting point, isn't it? He's only 22 years old and really just warming his way into the senior circuit. But you're right, he doesn't look like he's showing too many signs of nerves, is he?
Yeah, he looks very, very quiet and.
Come on, let's go. Domination moving forward.
Like he knows what he's doing.
Well, he's got the scores level. Well, it's a variation on the theme for Toffolides that draws him level this time. And now, for the first time, we see a change of lines from the Cypriot. And these little bursts of energy from Toffolides are paying off well. He's got himself back into the lead. It's by no means a massive margin just yet, but can he get on the roll of another couple of hits?
Ready now. Go in the middle.
He's just sharper off the line, Liz.
Yep. It's doing the referees. I'm not sure why he's looking at the video.
I didn't see any obvious infringements. Perhaps looking for a duck of the head, maybe, or covering of target. But it was so fast off the line, there wasn't really any time to get anything, do anything for a yellow card.
It's a very interesting tactic from the Cyprus, from Toffolides. But perhaps it's going to work. Is it 2 lead?
I think, yeah, they're checking the score. I think that is what they're doing.
Ah, yeah.
I think it was 10-9 before this hit, so it should be 11-9 now, I think.
No, it's 12.
Oh, there you go. Well, you can see what Toffolides is doing now. He is laying this little trap, looking like he's going to do this feint to one side of the body, hit to the other, and then pulling out of it, looking for a power or a pass. This time, Winterberg Poulsen keeps it simple and just goes direct to target. Right on a knife edge. It may not be the prettiest foil fight you've ever seen, but boy, oh boy, it's very exciting. Well, just at the second, Winterberg Poulsen has a moment's thought, a second of hesitation. Toffolides is all over him, just one away now from the final. And that's it, single light. And Winterberg can't quite believe it. He hasn't got himself into the fight, and that's very much down to the very early tactics employed by Alex Toffolides, just getting in the face of his opponent. They are looking at the video. I suspected they would anyway, just to make sure there were no infringements on the final hit. But it didn't look like there was anything untoward to me. Vilamada, the Czech Republic referee, just checking the weapon to make sure everything's fine. And the fight is done. Toffolides going on to the men's foil final here in Luxembourg by beating Winterberg Poulsen of Denmark 15 points to 12. Well, Liz, it wasn't textbook, was it? It wasn't. It didn't look so pretty. There weren't all
No.
these lovely backhands up in the air and all that kind of stuff. But a very exciting fight, right?
Very exciting and a very interesting tactic from Tofalides, with a lot of pressure at the beginning. And I thought that the Danish guy will come back, but yeah.
Well, Tofalides just gave him no time to think. Even when Winterberg Poulsen got himself level, Tofalides just went on another run, didn't he? Went on another spurt, getting in the face of his opponent. It was, like you say, very clever tactics from Alex Tofalides, and there with his coach Ben Peggs, sporting a lovely tash these days. Ben, based out of London, these two, but wearing the Cypriot colours here in Luxembourg. Well, for those of you watching here, you are watching the final European qualifier. First day of 3 days of competition here in Luxembourg for the final European fencing spot at Paris 2024. Joining me is Liz Fausch, former international women's epéist. And guess what, Liz? We've got a bit of épée for you now.
Yes.
Have you been looking forward to this?
Of course. Yes, yeah, because I still know some people, even if I haven't fenced the last 4 years, last 3 years, but I still know the names, and so I'm really exciting to see them fencing now. Yeah, what I thought I saw Pauline Brunner from Switzerland. I think that she's doing a real good work today. She was very concentrated. So we will see what she will do against the Swedish girl, Fransson, who I don't know so good because I think she's a bit younger. I haven't seen
just
her
21 years old,
Yeah.
Emma Fransson. But she did come 6th at the European Games in Krakow in 2023. 264s this season so far for her. But Pauline Brunner has had a pretty good season by her standards. 33rd in the world at the moment, a silver medal right back at the beginning of the season in Legnano in 2023. I think it was November 2023 that she got the silver medal there, and set her up for this run. And like you say, today fencing very well.
Yes, that's true, and I think that the Swiss they have a whole good team, and with Möschlin, and yes, now she's the one who with Legnano, with the result in Legnano, she's the one who can participate here in the tournament. Who did the Swiss intern qualification, I say, for this tournament. And so I think that she will really try to get the spot like Giraudet did also in Prague. That was for Rio, I
course,
think.
Tiffany Giraudet,
Yeah.
That's a name from the past, isn't it? Yeah, but we've got 2 semi-finals, of course. That Brunner against Fransson in the first semi-final, and then Dar Hecht of Israel going up against Julia Caron of Great Britain. Israel have been very well over the last couple of seasons in fencing, haven't they? Both at junior and senior level.
Yes, they had in juniors. They really have good people, and they had a bit of some years where there weren't a lot of fencers, but they are really coming back now.
Yeah, they seem to be doing very well. And Dar Hecht, who's had 3 round of 64 finishes this season, is just 23 years old, going up and against an even younger fencer in Julia Caron of Great Britain, just 20 years old, already up in the top 50 in the world, and finished 11th at the World Championship. So she could be a little bit of a fly in the ointment, as we say, for Pauline Brunner, who had to be one of the favourites coming into the competition.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, I think that today, when you take a look at the competition, we had a lot of young fencers who are perhaps more, how will you say, that they don't have so much pressure, that they are just enjoying the moment.
No fear.
No fear, yeah.
I'll go back to focusing on that first semi-final. An incomplete round of 64. Brunner headed that. Now that's the number one seed for the competition. Came through Larsen of Denmark. Mazova from Georgia to face Franson here. Franson herself ranked 12th after the pool stages. Had a bye through this incomplete round of 32. Took out Alvim of Portugal. And then Predescu, that was a very good victory, a very tight victory, 15-14. She beat Predescu in the quarterfinals to set herself up for this.
Yes, the last Swedish fencer I remember was Samuelsson, who was also who qualified for Beijing. I think she had a wild card in Beijing, because I can remember that was also, she was fencing at the tournament. I think it was in Bratislava in 2008. I can remember that was a really tough competition, and there were, I think, 3 tickets at that time at the tournament, and she finished 4th, but then she got a wild card, and
Wow.
that was also a lot of suspension that day.
Yeah, there always is at these, but of course, as you mentioned, there used to be more tickets available through this zonal qualifier, through the European zonal qualifier, but now it's, I suppose it's nice and simple for everybody to understand. If you don't win it, you ain't going to Paris.
Yeah, it's quite easy.
We continue directly with the semi-final of Women Epee. Please welcome the headliner, the young fencer volunteers.
But I have to say that this year it is a good year for the Europeans, because there are a lot of European teams at women's Epee who are qualified.
Guard of Honor back out again for the presentation of the women's epeists.
The first semi-final from Sweden, Emma Fransson. She was number 6 at the last European Games in 2023. And the second from Switzerland, Pauline Brunner.
Brunner has a fan club with her. A lot of support for her.
For the referee for this match are Quentin Pascal and André Cominci. And the second semi-final from Great Britain, Julia Caron. She was number 11 during the last Junior World Championships. And the opponent from Israel, Dar Esht. And she was champion in the last European champion in under 23 in 2022. The referee of this match.
Oh, we have 2 left-handers on the piste.
José Estaitos and Pascal Quentin. you can start the first semi-final, please.
Two victories for a spot at Paris 2024. We turn our attention now to the women's épée competition here at this 6 tickets to Paris event, referring to the 6 individual disciplines that are taking place over this weekend. First day of 3, and we are focused on women's épée. And our first matchup is Emma Fransson here from Sweden, 21 years old, world number 74, up against Pauline Brunner, the world number 33 at 29 years old. These two have met just once in their senior international careers, and that was just a pool match, up to 5 hits. This one, of course, up to 15. But if stats are your thing, Brunner won the only individual fight between these two, so has a 1-zip head-to-head statistic against her opponent. Doesn't mean much here, does it, Liz? Really, this is
no.
This is all down to this fight.
And 5 touches is a different world to 15. But when you look at the ranking, normally Brunner should do it.
So underway, and for all those fencing aficionados out there, it's time to turn the volume down just for 30 seconds while I explain the rules of épée to our wider television audience. Épée, the easiest one to understand. First person to hit. There's no right of way. The whole body is target. All you've got to do is hit it with the tip of your sword before your opponent hits you. It is the only weapon where both fencers can score a hit at the same time, and that's called a double. Doubles tend to favor the leading fencer as time runs away. But again, fencers fence up to 3 3-minute periods. But perhaps one of the other most important rules is passivity or non-combativity. If there's a minute without a hit, the referee will stop the fight and hand out special P yellow cards for non-combativity. And just like that, on cue, here come the yellow cards for non-combativity. So we get 1 set of yellow cards, and then the fencers will see potentially two red cards. And after that, it's a P black card, which is suspension or elimination from the fight rather than a traditional black card, which would actually rule you out, not just from the competition, but also from a period of time on the international stage. I don't think we're going to see any of that here today, though, but we have seen our first P yellow.
Nice lunge from Fransson.
So Liz, it's often we talk about épée as the easiest to understand, but it's by far from easy to fence, isn't it? Because you're at the same time as looking to find opportunities to hit your opponent, you're also making sure you don't get hit. Tell us the rough game plan. I know this is slightly different, but what's the idea and what's going through your head?
I think that all the 3 weapons, they have their specialties. But yeah, it is what I like about épée is that it's simple. When you do the touch, it's your touch, and but it's true, you have to observe a lot because in the first minute you always have to observe your opponent. What is his force? What can he do? And you have to have a lot of attention to your whole body, because he can go up, he can go down to the feet and so on, and he can attack, or is he more a passivity fencer? Ooh, that was a nice one from the Swedish girl. That was a bit too much for Brunner, I think. Perhaps she's Yeah, she's doing a bit more. Yeah, but that's typical Brunner style. She likes to attack.
Tu crois en toi là. Allez.
Allez, Pauline.
And that's what I like also about her, is that I'm also more an attack person. I don't like this passivity.
C'est bien, c'est bien, c'est bien.
But that was, yeah.
T'as compris.
Now Franzen
Allemand,
is,
t'as compris l'expression.
that was a bit too much.
Tout va bien. Tout va bien.
Allez, Pauline, allez.
She has to prepare more carefully, I think. She's going too fast now.
And attacking from too far away by the looks of
Too
things.
far away. Yeah, yeah. Why is she attacking on the middle of the piece? If she wants to do her flash, and now she's getting quieter. Now you can see that. Okay, time is running out.
Well, a great start from the Swede here, leading 5-2 Franzen over Brunner. Brunner perhaps got a little out of sorts at the beginning. Again, it's that tension perhaps that seemed to find a way to get back into the match as that first period came to a close. Liz Fouch with me in the commentary box. Liz, Brunner, we saw glimpses there of what's going to work for her, setting up her opponent. Haven't seen too much of binding of the blades or working off the blades. Is that something she'll be considering here in the break?
Yeah, I would really like to listen to her coach now, what he's telling her now, because yeah, you can see the movement. I think that he's also, why do you try to get the blade, try to go perhaps more directly? It is Brunner's style to attack and to make a lot of pressure, but she has to be more carefully, I think, to prepare a bit
Allez,
more.
Pauline, allez.
She's very experienced fencer, so I think that with just 3 points down, there's nothing to be afraid of. She can turn it around. Yeah.
Allez, Pauline.
You can see she's preparing better already. Yeah, I think the referee gives the touch, but Franzen is asking for video. But I think it was still good, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looked to be good. I think she's looking to see whether the Brunner went off the piece before she landed the hit, but I think she went off afterwards. And if for those of you out there who would love to know about our expert in the commentary box today, it's former Luxembourg international epist Liz Fouch, who's competed at this zonal qualifier no less than 4 times herself, so she certainly knows what she's talking about.
Allez, Pauline, allez.
Yes, as I never had a team, so the only way to get my ticket was this competition or being in the world ranking, one of the 2 best Europeans. So I always prepared for this competition.
Allez, Pauline, allez.
And I'm sure that Brunner also prepared a lot at home with doing video analysis, looking who's coming. But you never know how it's going, and then you have always some surprises. Oh, that was a nice flash. Even if it was
Allez,
a
Pauline,
bit
allez.
far away,
Dans la tête, on sait.
Franzen was surprised by it. Once again.
Encore devant. Encore devant. Une prise, une touche. Devant.
Allez, Pauline, allez!
So it looks to me like Franson's doing the right thing here in stepping away from the first action, but then she kind of has a bit of brain freeze, and it leaves the door open for a redouble from the Swiss fencer.
Yes. I'm a bit surprised because Franson, she's tall. She could just go for a double, but like no.
So playing for the doubles then, Liz, you think that that's a sensible tactic, or is it just something she's going to adopt to just re-see the distance, re-feel the fight?
Yeah, now it's a bit too late. She could have done it before when she was leading.
Allez, Pauline, allez!
Brunner is still doing the pressure and still doing her attacks. But Franson is better reacting than before.
Allez, Pauline!
Step back, 1 foot behind the line, please. Yeah, good. En garde.
Allez, Pauline!
Allez. En garde.
2-point lead for Franson now.
Allez.
15 seconds left. Yeah, I think they will go to the pause now.
Halt. Minute.
Yeah, I think Brunner has to change because when she will do her flash, I think that Franson understands now that she can goes with a double.
Well, an interesting matchup here with Franson playing the patient waiting game. Brunner coming out on the attack. But at the break, it's the more reactive fencer that still holds the lead, Liz.
Yes, yes. I cannot see the coach now, what he's saying or what he's saying. But I think, yeah, he's trying to... Now it's
Allez, Pauline, allez!
a lot of mental work. But she looks still very concentrated.
Yeah, determined look on the face of Brunner
Yep.
as she returns to the piece. But Franson here with a 2-point lead as we go into the final period. We've had one set of passivity cards given out already in the fight, but the way this one is turning out, I don't think we will see any more of those. But just for the record, Pauline Brunner is the higher seed, so if we were to see P cards, it would be the Swiss fencer that would progress. Just sneaking in on the inside there against the taller fencer.
Oh, nice one.
Allez, Pauline!
Perhaps critical that she's drawn level with so much time left on the clock. So it's, you know, she didn't, there wasn't a requirement, or there isn't a requirement now to have to rush things, to speed things up. Just about getting away with a double there, Franson.
Allez, Pauline, allez!
That was a good moment. Really good moment to do her flash.
Yeah, and it changes the whole complexion of the match, doesn't it, now? Because Franson has to be more aggressive now, having been almost completely reactive from about a minute into the fight. Well, a double does it and sees Brunner over the line. She showed a great deal of grit, determination and patience to let time and create the opportunities for her attacking style to impose herself on Franson. And Brunner has displayed a brilliant piece of tactical fencing there with a great deal of wit. She won the strategic game and is through to the gold medal match, where she'll face the winner of the next semi-final, Dar Hecht of Israel, going up against Julia Caron of Great Britain. Liz, I mean, you did, thank you so much for talking us through that fight. It's great, to, as always, to have a weapons expert in the box. But it was a great display from Brunner there. Real patience, showing real patience throughout the fight.
Yes, and she changed her tactic when she knew that her attack was too far away at the beginning, and then she changed it. She did a lot of good lunges at the right time, and then flash at the right time. So there you can see that she realized that what she was doing wrong, and then it was all working really good for her. So I think that she's really in a good shape today mentally. And yeah, we'll see who will be her opponent for the ticket for Paris.
Pauline Brunner then through from the first semi-final time now for the second semi-final. Julia Caron of Great Britain, world number 50, just 20 years old, going up against the world number 112 from Israel, 23-year-old Dar Hecht. Both very young fencers at the start of their senior careers here. They have never met before, these two, in a senior competition. 3 rounds of 64 finishes for Hecht this season. 11th at the World Championships for Julia Caron last year. Underway here. Caron of Great Britain on the left against Hecht of Israel on the right. Clock hadn't started, so the referee We'll get the match back underway shortly. And Liz,
Karen is also
over
a
to
really
you.
tall fencer and left-hander.
Right, allez.
First touch for Taryn when Hecht tried the flash,
Right,
but
allez.
I think she got her on the hand. Nice flash from Hecht. Directly through.
Right, allez. Un, deux, trois.
Normalement, il faut fixer avec la pointe. Il faut qu'elle avance dans
On
la
garde.
préparation.
Distance.
Allez, Julien.
Prêt, allez.
T'es sur place, Julien. Mets-toi en mouvement. T'es trop large avec ta pointe aussi. Allez. Mouvement.
On garde. Prêt, allez.
Well, Karen just starting to press a little bit, perhaps for the first time in the match. It feels to me like Hecht has actually got herself into this one. She's able to pick off her opponents in different ways at the moment. That time using the blade to pick off Karen. Hecht perhaps not seemingly doing too much, but she's very much eyes open, isn't she, Liz? Looking to see
Yeah,
what Karen is doing.
I have a bit the same impression that she has more ideas at the moment than Karen.
On garde. Prêt, allez.
Allez, Julien.
She has more answer to her preparation. I think Karen should go to the break now. Try to get some input from her coach.
And if you were in that coaching box, what would you be saying?
I think that she should try more. She should try to perhaps to get more pressure on Hecht. Really to try to get her to the last meter.
Yeah.
Because at the moment she hasn't really an idea. It's the French guy who's coaching her. Yeah, I think that looking a bit what he's trying to
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't hear the coaches talking to the athletes from our position, but you can see the hand signals
Yeah,
clearly.
yeah.
They're talking about a circular action there, which worked for her a couple of times in that first period for Hecht. But Caron just seems to be moving a little bit slowly, perhaps just a little bit too reactive. She needs to be a bit more proactive with her actions.
I think so. Yeah, we'll see what she will do now. But I think she had to. Right, she Hecht has a 2-point lead, so she has to do something now. No? She's got time, a lot of time, but she has to put a bit more pressure, making small steps, but putting Hecht in a situation where she. Wow.
Donne de la pointe, s'il te plaît. Allez, Julia, prends ton temps, prends ton temps.
But all the two, they are very calm. For such young fencers, they don't show a lot of emotions.
Yeah, in these really tense moments, that is
That was very
good
lucky from
point.
turn. Sorry. Yeah, she's trying to. She's not. She's not happy with her attack, but she's doing the point.
Yeah, she pinched that one kind of. I think caught Hecht off balance in the end.
But at least she's trying. She's trying to prepare and to do an attack at the right moment. But
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that, because one of Caron's first two hits was a beautifully timed attack. So when it looked like she was just being reactive, she was waiting for that opportunity. She landed it perfectly. So we know she can do it. But at the moment, being two behind, I know we've got another period of fencing coming up. It feels to me like she needs to just be a little bit more proactive in the game.
But now it's Hecht who is doing a lot of footwork. Perhaps she wants now. He's trying that Caron does a mistake, and then she's provoking her.
Yeah, she's built up enough of a lead now that she's able to sort of toy with the distance. And don't get me wrong, she's not looking to spoil the match or anything. She's built this position. She's given herself this opportunity, the Israeli. Of course, playing around with that distance, as you well know, Liz, is going to make it even more difficult for Caron to pick her moment to go.
That's true. Hecht is just waiting for her. She's always doing a small step and going with a blade, and then to do a riposte when she comes. Yeah. Didn't work this time, but you can see what she wants Caron to do. So 2 seconds left.
Second period done and dusted, and Dar Hecht from Israel looking in control. Caron talking with her coach, now, as is Hecht here. So, Liz, a couple of questions. The first one is, Hecht is very clearly working with this octave, this sort of low line parry, switching it up if Karen attacks to a big circular ceased. I've
Yes.
seen that a couple of times now. So surely the coach here for Caron is saying, hey, feint low and then deceive this circular ceased parry with your attack.
Yes, that's what. Yeah, I think that's what her coach is. Her coach is also telling her right now, but she has to do her own. She has to create her own situations. I think that now Hecht, she has a 2-point lead, and Karen, she has to create now the situations, because otherwise Hecht will do the lead in the next 3 minutes, and she has an easy game.
So my second question then is about Hecht. How much can now she play a containment game with just 3 minutes to go? She doesn't need to take any risk, right?
No, she doesn't need to take any risk, but she can continue to provoke some mistakes from Karen. If Karen is going to lose her nerves and going in the wrong moment, then she has good cards to win this match. But Karen is already doing more pressure. She's giving more. Yeah.
Just getting away with a double there, but you know, it's clear there that, as you said, that Karen now having to press, and as this time ticks away, the pressure starts to build on the British fencer.
Yeah, every double is now for Hecht. That's not enough for Karen. She has to.
Yeah, you're right. Not enough for Karen, but it's great to see that Hecht is still taking those opportunities when they come. She could have, she could have walked away from that one, and the score difference would remain exactly the same.
But if she, no, that doesn't count. She was turning her back. Yeah. Get a yellow card because she was turning. She's asking for video, but I saw it like the referee that she turned around and she was showing her back. But yeah,
the
if
back
she
of
has
her body, and most importantly, the back of her head, which is why it is a card, if you like. It's a safety warning, if more than anything.
Yeah, I think if Hecht is feeling well with her attack now, and she knows Karen is not reacting correctly, and it will always be a double, why not going for it? This one, this one is correct. Yeah. She didn't show. She didn't turn around.
Pressure continues to build on the British fencers. We're halfway through the final period. Even more so now, as Dar Hecht is playing a very good strategic game.
Yeah, that was a very nice touch of a whole different thing. Ooh, that was, that she wanted to catch now Karen at surprise, but she was awake. Yeah, I cannot see that Karen knows what she's doing. I think she's trying to find a solution, but she's not getting through with it.
Every time she looks for the blade, Hecht is straight there deceiving and getting her point free, so she can't get locked up by the taller fencer.
Yeah.
So she's sort of negating that route through to target. It feels like if there's anything that's going to work now for Caron, it has to be an attack with absence of blade. And time just not on her side
nice
at
one.
all.
She's not giving up. That's good.
Yeah, using a bit of variety there, going to a different part of the target.
She has 40 seconds left. That's a lot of time in Epee. Just 3 touches, but that is after alt.
A step closer. Can Dar Hecht join Uval Freilich on the Epee register for Paris 2024? If she wins this, she's one victory away from booking her Olympic ticket. Teammate Freilich already confirmed through the individual rankings. But Caron is not going to let this one go freely. Brilliantly waited for that final touch there from Dar Hecht. It was a great match from her. Almost perfect, you could say, but she has got the perfect result as far as she's concerned. Through to the gold medal match here at the winner-takes-all ticket to Paris competition in Differdong in Luxembourg. She'll face Pauline Brunner in the women's Epee final. Liz, tactically astute for such a young fencer in Dar Hecht.
Yes, I'm surprised by her fencing because as number 112 from the ranking, she's not the strongest fencer here in the competition, but she makes a really good impression on me, and I like her style. So I'm really curious what will happen now in the finals. I'm
Yeah,
sure
should be an interesting matchup, wouldn't it, with Brunner?
Yeah, I'm sure Pauline, she was looking very exactly now at the semi-final, and that she's now making a plan. But first we will see men's foil.
Yeah, the advantage of going in the first semi-final, of course, is the winner can watch the second semi-final and make a plan for the gold medal match, as pointed out by our expert, Liz Fouch. But as Liz said, we turn our attention now to the big matchup in the men's foil. The first of 2 matches with, well, everything to win and everything to lose. So Steph de Grief from Belgium on the right-hand side of the world number 43 at 26 years old. Takes on Alex Toffoli from Cyprus. World number 75 is 31 years old. And this is what we are here for, Liz. This gold medal match is not just any ordinary gold medal match. The winner of this one books a ticket to the Olympic Games in Paris in just a few weeks' time. Tell me what the pressure of this fight must be like.
It's a lot of pressure, really a lot of pressure. And but the Grief and also Tofalides, they made a very good impression during the whole day and now in the semifinals also. And yeah, I think we'll see who will be the best fencer now and who can join the other fencers in Paris. But I'm sure that they are really nervous at the moment, even if they don't show it too much.
Well, interestingly here, we saw Tofalides go out and sort of just give no thinking time to Winterberg Poulsen in the semi-finals. Steph de Grief, on the other hand, was a little bit more patient against Files, the Croatian opponent he had in the semi-finals, and took his time to get into the fight. Now, if you look at those 2 strategies, if they were to employ them again, you'd have to fancy Tofalides, wouldn't you?
Yeah. But it's a whole another game now. There's, I think that they will have first do their observations to take a look how they will start. It will be, yeah, we'll see what. But if Tofalidis will do the same as in the semi-finals, oh yes.
Yeah, straight away, off the mark.
Straight away.
In the face of his opponent. We're in for an exciting matchup here. This gold medal match is not any ordinary gold medal match. This one books a place at the Olympic Games. Tofalidis actually missed his first attack that time. There was an opportunity for De Grief to strike, but he didn't take it. And Tofalidis dives in, gets the first hit on a remise.
There's no fear. 3-point lead, and the crowd really excited already.
The Greece now trying to lock up that part of the target, but off the line sharper was the Cypriot. Attack from Tofalidis, but Tofalidis rebuilds that 4-point lead.
Technical problem.
Well, it gives us a chance to have a... Yeah, there's a little white light coming up, but it gives us a chance to analyse the fight so far, Liz. Tofalidis just not giving De Grief any time.
Yeah. He's really doing a lot of pressure and going right through it. It's his tactique today. Yeah, once again, he can really not wait for the alley, and he's already on the run. But the lead shows him that he's right, so he can continue like this. Because De Grief, he really has his difficulties with it.
Yeah, he hasn't shown any real variety at the moment. He's just running away from it. I wonder if attack is the best form of defence for the Belgian.
Yeah, I think so too.
If you're watching the final European qualification fight in men's foil for Paris 2024. So far, through qualification, through the rankings, Japan, Italy, USA and France have qualified by teams as the automatic top four. China, Egypt, Poland and Canada have qualified as the zonal qualifiers through the rankings. Daniel Dosa and Alex Šupanic have qualified for Europe through the individual rankings, and this is the last chance saloon for the men's foilists in Europe to book a spot at the Olympic Games.
Not too early. They're on a long way.
Yeah, I think the Canadian was also a big surprise. Who won the Pan Am qualification?
Yes, quite right.
No, run it. Every time.
Changing one
Plagued by,
once again.
yeah, plagued by more issues. You're quite right. The Pan American qualifiers have already taken place, and in fact, the Asian qualifiers are taking place this weekend as well. I believe it was the Virgin Islands Cruz Shembri who qualified through the men's foil competition.
Oh, okay.
Well, change of body wire to get rid of this white light that's coming up without getting too geeky in it. That's a failure of resistance that's causing the switch to remain open. I can hear all those armourers out there, Liz, going, "No, Karim, you got that wrong." But it is basically a circuit that is that the plunger on the end of the weapon is the switch that when you put it in, it turns the light on.
Perhaps the break was good for the Grief, so that he could make some.
A little bit of a mental reset, doesn't it?
Yeah, but Khalid is sticking by his game. He's going forward. He's on a run.
It is tenacity at its absolute best. That misses in the first case there, so De Grief gets back within 2. But this...
It was the first time now that he reacted to. Referee's taking a look at the video.
Yeah, I think they run into each other. Is there a core card coming out, perhaps? Did the back arm come forward from De Grief? There is a card in the referee's hand here.
Yeah, it's yellow card for De Grief. He's asking why.
Yeah, I think it was given as simple core, wasn't it? Body to body. You're not allowed to sort of barge your opponent effectively for a Luxembourg television audience who perhaps are watching fencing for the first time. Welcome to our wonderful sport.
Yeah, De Grief is having a better reaction now than before.
Yeah, he's taken his time again, as he did in the semi-finals, to find his way into the match.
Yeah.
Tofalides taking a little bit more time building this attack. It doesn't feel like it because it's still over in seconds, but he had a little stutter in his step at the beginning. Now diving in, there was an opportunity there for De Grief on a parallel pass, and he took it. That is a great hit. Really patient, calm mind there from Steph De Grief. And Tofalides gets the hit and calls for another review of the video, this time looking for a second card for Steph De Grief for core body to body. I can't. It doesn't feel to me.
If he gets another yellow card, it will be a red card, and then Tofalides will get a point. No?
Agreed, yeah, and that's sort of like the technical explanation of it, but it didn't, because of the speed of the fight, and because they're now both going at each other, these corps are going to happen by accident. It feels like it would be a little unfair for Steph De Grief to get the card alone here.
Yeah, I didn't see it exactly.
Yeah, the referee's got his hand in his pocket again,
Getting a red
and it
card.
was a great call from Tofalides for the video to be reviewed there, so he gets 2 points for the price of 1.
He's asking if the score is correct. Yeah.
And believe it or not, we have just ticked past the first minute of this fight. We've had 16 hits already, and Toffolidis going for it again.
He wants to finish this match in the first 3 minutes.
First minute and a half, I think, by the looks of things, Liz. It's incredible paces going out. Another power riposte for the Grief. This time fails, and Toffolidis gets the remise.
Yes,
unsurprisingly, it's no big surprise, is it, Liz? I would if I was him. It looked like the same as before. Nice little cart parry, and then just took his time on the riposte. Didn't look like Toffolidis' broken time that time. So hit stood after review. This time, the power riposte given for the Grief. He needs a few more of those to get himself back into the fight. Otherwise, Alex Toffolidis is going to make history for the little Mediterranean island. Never qualified a fencer for the Olympic Games until today, perhaps. Yes, there was a moment there for Steph de Grief where he did have the right of way, but he took one step forward and then hesitated, and Toffolidis was all over him. Oh, that's an incredible hit, arching backwards, moving backwards, and moves within 2 of Cypriot history books here. Toffolidis again with a round the worldie.
Wow. One
away from qualifying for Paris 2024.
From making history.
Whoa. There it is! Alex Toffolidis of Cyprus has become the first fencer from his nation to qualify for an Olympic Games. What an amazing fight, Liz. And Alex Toffolidis, as you said right at the beginning, has come with one tactic
and the winner
one tactic only.
is Alex Toffolidis.
Look at him.
And he gets his ticket to Paris.
A lot of emotions there.
The Cypriot flag being brought out by his mother there, who gives him the deepest of embraces. And she has followed him around the world throughout his career as a fencer, changing nations in 2016 from Great Britain. Alex Toffolidis has made history here today in the Luxembourg, becoming the first Cypriot fencer to qualify for an Olympic fencing tournament. Well, magic moment there for Toffolidis and his entourage. But Liz, the tactics were, well, he was unstoppable today.
He was really, yes. I've never seen him fencing before, so I don't know if that's his style, but today he really did it from the beginning till the last point, and it was really nice.
It just goes to show that, you know, you can come to. I don't think that many. I think Alex will forgive me for saying this. I don't think many people would have had him as their favourite to win the men's foil competition. Sure. Yeah, and I think that's fair enough if you just look at the rankings, of course. But it's not about just the rankings. He's come here with a very specific tactic, and we've seen him with his coach Ben Peggs throughout this semi-final podium match, and they had a plan, and the plan worked today.
Yeah, if you look at the list, he was just number 8 of the fencers today. There were 7 fencers who were better in the world ranking. But that's the craziness of this tournament.
Yeah, you can just throw the ranking book out the window, can't you? This particular tournament, it matters not at all, as Alex Toffolidis has proven here today.
Please welcome the young fencer
those moments
from
of
Luxembourg.
Glory and celebration have to be put on pause for a second for Toffolidis, because we've got one more gold medal match to come here on day 1 of this 6 tickets to Paris competition in Luxembourg.
She's from Israel, the and our opponents from Switzerland, Pauline Brunner. This match.
So the women's épée gold medal match. Winner takes a spot at Paris 2024, the last of the European spots available. It's Pauline Brunner from Switzerland. World number 33, 29 years old, a favourite coming into the competition, the highest ranked in the world, silver medal at the Lignano World Cup back in November, going up against Dar Hecht, who's got 3 round of 64 finishes this season. She's just 23 years old, the Israeli, and world number 112. But boy, oh boy, I'm not sure I can call this one, Liz. These two look like they may well go after each other straight away.
Yes. All the two, but Brunner is a very experienced fencer, so we will see if the experience will count today. I think it could help because it's a lot of stress now on the piste. But she's the favorite also. She was the best ranking fencer who was starting today, and there's a lot of pressure. And for Hecht, it would be really a big surprise, I think, if she qualifies. So she doesn't have to fear. Wait.
Yeah, perhaps less pressure on the Israeli. I think that's a astute point, Liz. And the pressure of the favourites tag weighing heavy around Brunner's neck, potentially.
But as I saw her fencing today, she's handling it very well. So perhaps it's now the final. It's still another bout, but okay, already passivity.
1 minute without a points scored and yellow cards given to the pair of the fencers for a lack of hit. But I have to say, Hecht is the one that, even though Brunner's pushed Hecht back quite a lot, Hecht is the one that's actually tried to land something meaningful in the fight so far. And right on cue, Brunner scores a hit.
Yeah, just under the
But
arm, on the hand.
Yeah, she'd be teasing her into that, though, wasn't she? She was keeping an eye out where Hecht was going and looking for that opening.
She studied Hecht, I think, in the semifinals because she knows what she did with Karen. She's asking for the video, but I don't know why. I'm not sure if she thinks it was corps à corps or... Hecht is again doing the small preparations with her arm. The same like with Karen. But Brunner knows how to react. She's not going for it. She's now on her last meter, Brunner.
Yeah, showing a different side of her fencing to the semi-final, isn't she? Where she's happy to contain and absorb.
No touch. It's not a very beautiful fencing, but...
A second passivity card. This is given to the trailing fencer. Red, was that?
Yes. I think Hecht is going to the break now.
Yeah, an opportunity to talk to her coach, and much needed at this point. As you pointed out, Liz, Hecht, a much younger fencer at 23 years old, 6 years younger than Brunner. The experience showing, as you predicted.
Yes, because I think that Brunner knows exactly what Hecht is trying to do, and she's reacting quite well at the moment. If Hecht doesn't change her plans, then I think Brunner has good cards.
Well, just a 1 point lead for Brunner at the moment, but you'd rather be in her shoes. Let's have a look at qualification as it stands. So far, we know that Italy, Korea, Poland and France have qualified as the top four teams. Automatic places given to those irrespective of zone. The zonal place is going to Ukraine, the USA, China and Egypt. And in the European zone through the individual qualification, it's Anna Kun of Hungary and Nelly Differ of Estonia, plus the winner of this fight.
Yes, that's what I mentioned before, is that there are a lot of European teams already qualified because they were in the top 4, 3 European teams.
Yep, Italy, Poland and France, and then Ukraine picking up the zonal place for Europe, plus the 2 fencers qualified by the individual rankings, as allowed by the qualification rules for Europe. And 1 from this competition here. Israel already have Yuval Shalom Freilich qualified through the men's individual ranking. Dar Hecht levelling up here, looking to join him.
Yes, that was a good touch from Hecht, because Brunner couldn't do anything. She was on her last meter. Now she's more active. Yes, he sees there the possibility to go on the hand. She doesn't want to get caught again on the last meter.
Seizing that opportunity, Dar Hecht is the one that's prodding, is the one that's provoking here. Trying to create opportunities.
Yes.
Has to be patient and wait for Brunner to dive in, doesn't she, Liz?
Yes, that's what she was doing also with Karen. She does it really well, I have to say.
So now there's not always an action of desperation, but there was a look of desperation on Pauline Brunner's face there. She just looked like, oh, hold on a minute, I've just lost the momentum in this fight.
Hecht trying to go on the foot, but Brunner stayed in a good line.
Well, there's an example of not stopping until the referee calls halt. And a review being called by Dar Hecht here. And it felt to me like the only possible infringement here is that the weapon didn't hit her.
For me it was a clear point, and the referee is also giving the point because there was no corps à corps. Nearly the same situation, but this time for Hecht.
It always fascinates me that a fencer who's taken a particular tactic in the case of Dar Hecht, pushing, provoking, trying to draw something out from Pauline Brunner, gets level, and then just stops doing that. It's very strange how the brain works.
I don't know how often it happened in my career. And then your coach is just trying to say to you that why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Keep on going. But you can't.
Yeah.
You don't know.
There's some kind of strange mental block, isn't there, when you get level after using a tactic so well. And you go, well, that's not going to work anymore. And look at what's happened. As soon as Hecht has done that, Brunner's gone level. She made an error there. There was a mistake from Brunner on the attack, attacking again from too far away, which we saw in the semi-finals, to give Hecht her leveling point. But it just feels like the momentum has just ever so slightly drifted towards Pauline Brunner of the Switzerland. And at 7 apiece, we go into the second break. Liz Fouch, fascinating match, this one. An absolutely fascinating one. We've seen Dar Hecht use a particular tactic to get herself on the level terms, and then she stopped using it, and the momentum does look like it shifted towards her opponent. I think we may have lost Liz there. Liz, can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't hear you. But now it's good again.
I was just saying that Dar Hecht used a tactic in that fight to get herself level, and then stopped using it. It feels like the momentum has shifted to this lady here, Pauline Brunner.
Yeah. Yeah. It will be very interesting now how they will come back after the break. Who will get the lead now?
Final 3 minutes. Who has Paris in their destiny? We're about to find out. Winner of this incredibly tight battle between Brunner and Hecht will book the final European spot for Paris 2024.
Ooh. Where was that? Did you see it? I didn't see exactly where she touched.
No, and I think that Hecht is saying that it was off-piste.
But
is the referee going to have a look at this?
As they are on the podium, I don't think that she could touch the ground.
No, but sometimes the little hoardings around, the advertising hoardings, just have a little lip. And if you clip that, it does bring the light up. But not as far as referee says. Point to Brunner. And she has the lead again. The lengthy debate concluded. Hit stands. And Hecht, look at her, back at it again. Prodding, provoking, pushing, pressing.
Let's give him a yellow card now to Hecht. Still again on the last meter there. Oh, nice. There she saw the opportunity to go. And she went for it without fear.
And you've got to say, it wasn't a bad tactic from Dar Hecht. She's trying to draw something out for a second intention action. She just didn't execute it as well as Pauline Brunner did her attack.
Yeah. There will be a lot of Cora corner, I think.
En garde. En garde. Distance. Prêt. Allez.
Well, great call, Liz. We are seeing lots of Cora core, and now the referee going to the video to look to see if there was an infringement. It's an interesting rule, isn't it, Cora core in Epee? It's not handled quite the same as foil and saber.
Yes, it depends a lot of the referee, I think, because some are calling halt very late, which is fine for me, I think. Yeah, Hecht is coming very close now and is doing a lot of big movements, and then Brunner can see where she can go to hit her. Now she's acting a bit. She's still going on the last meter.
Yeah, error of execution there.
Yeah.
Hecht diving in way too close and still looking for the blade rather than her opponent's target. She has to abandon this tactic now. She has to change it up and do something different if she's going to stay in this match.
Brunner is handling it very well now on the last meter. One minute left.
Yeah, as you say, Brunner doing this containment job. Hecht getting a hit for the first time in a while, but still 4 behind with less than 60 seconds to go. It still amazes me to this day, Liz, that someone who's been so attacking in the previous fight in Brunner, she worked out the distance, is able to not only be defensive, but win defensive.
Yeah. That makes a good fencer if you can do both.
Double world champion Paolo Pizzo once said, Epee is about being the best cat and the best mouse in the world. And a brilliant analogy for being able to win, being the chaser and the chasee. Containment, the key to the end of this match for Brunner. Just waiting for Hecht to get too close, and again scores
She finds the
another
right
hit.
solution, and she's going through it. The last touches she did really well.
One more
She has a comfortable lead now.
Yeah, and just one away from Olympic qualification. Just a little lackadaisical there on the power cost. It was probably perhaps a little too weak, the beat, to fashion the opening for her, but still breathing space for the Swiss fencer. Paris, here we come, says Pauline Brunner from Switzerland. She fenced brilliantly on the podium here today in Luxembourg, and she's earned her ticket to the Olympic Games.
It's so nice to see her teammates, Michelin and Fabre, who are also happy for her.
Pauline Brunner. She got his ticket to Paris.
Out there in support. Fantastic spot there, Liz. The teammates who would have been perhaps a little upset that they weren't selected to fence in this event, but only one fencer per country. And Pauline Brunner has come here for Switzerland and done the job. Paris, here we come.
She managed to pressure very well today. Did a really good job. In men's épée, Bayard is also, I think, the best ranked fencer from Switzerland. So we'll see how he will compete on Sunday.
Yeah, quite right. Sunday, tomorrow, we turn our attention to men's sabre and women's foil. But today has been about Alex Tofolides in the men's foil and Pauline Brunner here in the women's épée. Absolutely brilliant day. Emotions raw right now for Pauline Brunner, but she's going to the Olympic Games in Paris. Well, amazing stuff here on the first day of the 6 tickets to Paris competition. Liz Fouch, it's been an absolute joy to have you in the commentary box with your expert opinion. And I certainly know that our audience are very happy to have heard your voice and your analysis of the fights. Are you going to be here for the whole weekend?
Yes, I will take a look at for men's épée also. From sabre, I don't have so much. I don't know how it works, but I will take a look at it. And thank you for that. I could give my opinions, and it was really nice watching fencing again. And I sometimes I miss it, so it's I like this tournament, and it's so nice to watch all these emotions. And I think that Brunner, she really has deserved it. She did some good fencing today, and I'm really happy for her that she can go now to Paris.
Brilliant stuff. Well, Liz Fouch, thank you so much once again. It's been brilliant having you in the commentary box, and I think we'll be trying to lure Liz back in over the course of the weekend. As I said, that is it from the podium piece here in Luxembourg on day 1 of 6 tickets to Paris. The men's foilist, Alex Tofolides, qualifying earlier on, and Pauline Brunner, the women's épéiste, picking up the last European spot here in Luxembourg. Tomorrow, it's the men's sabre and women's foil competition, and we'll be back for the podium matches there around about 4 p.m. Central European time. But the last thing to say is thanks to all of you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
But before, please welcome the president of our European Fencing Federation, Mr. Giorgio Scarpa.
Confederazione Europea di Scherma è grata al comitato organizzatore, alla Federazione del Lussemburgo per aver dato vita a questa bellissima organizzazione.
La Confédération internationale remercie le Luxembourg pour avoir mis sur place un tel événement.
Ho voluto che ci facesse l'interprete il Signore che mi accompagna per dare un riconoscimento alle persone che credono nella scherma e che lavorano per diffondere la scherma. Questo Signore ha 88 anni e da 60 anni gestisce il rapporto con il mondo della scherma, perché questo è un segnale di grande importanza.
Hai capito?
Monsieur le Président, il a dit qu'il faut des gens comme moi qui, pendant 72 ans, sont présents sur la scène et toujours présents. En plus, c'est dans le jeu qu'on m'a donné et ici sur le tournoi que nous connaissons.
Io chiedo un applauso. Bene, sta presente la Federazione del Lussemburgo è stata chiamata da organizzare la qualificazione olimpica continentale a un momento delicatissimo in quanto rappresenta l'ultima chance per partecipare alla qualificazione all'Olimpiadi di Parigi.
Distinguished authorities, the Luxembourg Federation has been called up to organize the European qualification cells. This delegate appointment as representatives the last
Il fatto che in questa circostanza ogni atleta partecipato concorra per alcune qualificazioni ha considerato il comitato organizzatore. Questo disposto una gara un anno di dettaglio cosciente che si tratta di una gara senza appello e ciò è praticamente e dice la Confederazione Europea partecipazione data della scherma che abbiamo fatto.
In this circumstance, the representative completely promoted this qualification. This has made organizers aware that this is a competition without appeal, responsible for preparing the event by taking care of every detail. The European Confederation, in particular, grateful to the Luxembourg Fencing Federation for the organization.
Solo uno degli atleti partecipanti per ogni specialità avrà la possibilità di gareggiare a Parigi, rappresentando la propria federazione. Questo dà la percezione dell'importanza della gara e pertanto faccio un appello agli organizzatori, agli arbitri, alla direzione d'onore di porre la massima attenzione nella gestione e direzione della competizione che rappresenta un appuntamento unico nella vita.
Only one of the participant athletes per discipline will have the opportunity to compete in Paris, representing this care of his federation. This let us perceive the importance of this competition, so I appeal to the technical directors and referee to take the utmost care in this management of the competition.
Ad ogni atleta legittimamente aspira a conquistare il passo olimpico, ma purtroppo solo uno lo otterrà, e ciò è affidato alla capacità di ogni atleta. Noi abbiamo il dovere di mettere i concorrenti nelle migliori condizioni e gestire la gara con la massima attenzione.
Only one of the, every athlete legitimately aspires to win the Olympic pass, but unfortunately only one will get it, depending on the skill of each of them. We have the duty to offer the competitors as much as good possible conditions and manage the competition with the utmost care.
Non vi è dubbio che il tasso tecnico che esprime questa gara non appare in nessun altro continente e ciò avvalora ulteriormente l'importanza della gara, motivo per il quale ogni atleta ha preparato al meglio l'appuntamento e sicuramente avremo modo di apprezzare le gesti e le capacità. Sarà quindi per gli sportivi lussemburghesi un'occasione per ammirare e apprezzare la grande scherma.
There is no doubt that the technical level that this competition is in matching one of other continents. This further reinforces is important. This is also the reason why each athlete has prepared the event in the best possible way, and we certainly have the opportunity to appreciate the technical abilities each one of them. This will therefore be an opportunity for Luxembourg sport fans to admire and appreciate the great fencing.
A nome della Confederazione Europea ringrazio le autorità, la Federazione Lussemburghese, il Comitato Organizzatore e colgo l'occasione per invitare tutte le federazioni presenti in queste circostanze a vivere questo appuntamento come una chance per i propri atleti, chance non solo per vincere la gara, ma di avere l'opportunità di concorrere alla conquista del pass per Parigi.
On behalf of the European Confederation, I would like to thank the authorities, the Luxembourg fencing and the organizing committee. I would also like to take this opportunity to invite all the federations here on this occasion to speed this event as a chance for the athletes, a chance not only to win their own competition, but to have the opportunity to compete for the pass to Paris.
Agli atleti un augurio e un auspicio. L'augurio è che ognuno di voi possa alla fine della gara essere soddisfatto del proprio rendimento con l'auspicata possibilità della conquista del passo olimpico. Auspicato che la gara si svolga nella maniera più corretta, in linea con le tradizioni dello stile, la cultura del nostro sport. Viva la scherma!
To the athletes, my wish is that each and every one of you may, at the end of the competition, be satisfied with your performance, with the chance of winning the pass, and the hope that competition will be fairly conducted in line with the tradition, style, and culture of our sport. Viva la scherma!
Viva la scherma! Grazie signor Sindaco! Un grazie al Sindaco per la sua presenza che testimonia una vicinanza che ci fa onore.
Je remercie Monsieur le bourgmestre de sa présence ici sur place.
start now the ceremony. Please welcome the young fencer of Luxembourg. And for this first ticket to Paris, please welcome Alexander Tofalides. The certificate from the EFC is given by President of the European Fencing Confederation, Giorgio Scarso. And the ticket to Paris 2024 by the bookmaster of the city of Dieppe and Claude Mech, Minister of Education of Luxembourg, and a bottle of Luxembourg fish wine by Tom Hubeling, first alderman of the city of Italy. Congratulations. And
congratulations from me also from Luxembourg Federation. So good luck in Paris and hope you will represent Europe well then.
And please for the next ticket to Paris for women Epee from Switzerland, Pauline Brunel. The certificate from the EFC is given by the President of the European Fencing Confederation, Mr. Giorgio Scarso. The ticket to Paris 2024 is given by Pascal Tesch, President of the local organization committee. And the gifts is given by Gérard Zenz, President of the Fencing Federation of Luxembourg. We are apologizing to the authority for this EFC certificate. Thank you to all. See you in Paris. And see you tomorrow for the next tickets for Paris.
J'avais mal